So artificial food colors and dyes have long been under scrutiny and a cause for worry for many people, especially parents. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how you can make your very own gel colors at home simply by opening up your fridge or your pantry, maybe even going into your garden if you grow stuff. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up below because it really helps with the YouTube algorithm, which means that more people get to see my videos. Apart from that, stay tuned and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So first up, we're going to be making an amazing red gel color made out of beetroot. Now this one is my absolute favorite because it mimics a store-bought gel color the most in terms of color and consistency. Now all you're going to need to make this beetroot red gel color is some beets. So I've got one beetroot here cut into small pieces. I will have the full quantities for everything below as well. Then you're going to need some water, some lemon juice, and some white granulated sugar. Now when it comes to the sugar, if you want to do something a little bit more healthy, then you can substitute it with, something like coconut sugar or stevia, and you can also use honey as well, but you want to make sure that you're using a liquid honey, otherwise your gel color in the end is just going to be kind of really sticky and it's not going to be very jelly. So just keep that in mind. So what you want to do first is you want to grab your beetroot, which has been cut into smaller pieces, along with your water, and you just want to put that into some kind of blender and basically blend it until it's a nice smooth paste. Oh, struggling a bit there. Now once your beetroot mixture is done, it should be nice and smooth like this. It's kind of like a really thick paste. And then the next thing that you want to do is you just want to push this through, put this through a muslin cloth or even a tea towel, anything that's really nice and fine that's going to allow you to squeeze all the liquid out of this mixture. Okay guys, don't judge my muslin cloth. It's been through a lot the past few days. I've done so many trials with it, which is why it's not looking so great. It's kind of a very sad green color, but I've tried to wash it many times. It still gets the job done, so it's okay. We're just gonna run with it. Now I'm just straining mine right into the saucepan that it's going to go in later. Gonna try keep my apron clean. And you're just gonna really gently squeeze out all of that juice. Okay, and then once you look like you've had a really bad accident, then you just go wash your hands and come back. Now what you want to do next is you want to pour your beetroot juice into a saucepan if you haven't already, and then you want to bring it to a boil on a high heat. Now once it's boiling, you'll notice at the top that you have some froth that starts to appear, and what you want to do is get rid of as much of that froth as possible, otherwise your final gel color won't be as smooth. Now what you want to do next is you want to add your granulated sugar to your saucepan and just keep mixing that on a high heat until it starts to thicken up. So this may take a few minutes. Okay, so I have turned off the heat now and it looks like my mixture is there now. So if you look at the consistency, it's still, quite liquidy, but it's reduced quite a bit and it's a bit thicker in kind of consistency. Now you don't want it to be too thick because as this cools down, it is going to thicken up even more. But a way that you can test that it's ready is by getting a little bit on your fingers and kind of putting your two fingers together, your thumb and putting your two fingers together. And when you pull your two fingers apart, there's a little string kind of which forms because the mixture's a little bit sticky now. So that's what you want. That's how you know that your mixture's ready. And then what you want to do next is you want to pour your lemon juice into your mixture, and this is going to prevent the sugar from crystallizing. And then once your lemon juice is mixed through, then your gel color is pretty much done. So all you need to do now is just pour it into a little bowl and then just let it cool completely. Okay, and that is my red gel color all done. Now if you want to see how this mixes into some buttercream and how the color turns out, then stay till the end for that, but in the meantime we're going to move on to yellow. So for our yellow gel color today, the ingredients that I've got is some water, granulated sugar, some turmeric, so that's what we're going to be using to give us that beautiful yellow in our gel color, and then some lemon juice. Now what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to get a pan, I'm going to combine the water and the turmeric in it, give it a little mix, bring it to a boil, take off some of that froth like how I did with the beetroot version, and then I'm going to add in my sugar and just let that boil until it thickens up. So you're pretty much using the exact same method, but in this case the turmeric's already ground up, so we don't need to kind of, blend it or anything like that. Okay, so my mixture looks ready now. I'm just going to quickly test it between my fingers. Now just be careful when you are testing it because the sugar will be hot, so just let it cool down a little bit before you kind of, touch it with your fingers. Yep, so I've got that little string there that I want, which means that it's ready. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add in my lemon juice. Okay, and that is basically it. So now I'm going to pour this into a little bowl and set it aside to cool down. And that is my yellow gel color all done, and now we're going to move on to green. So for my green gel color today, my ingredients are spinach, white granulated sugar, some water, and some lemon juice. Now before I go ahead and grind my water and my spinach up together in my blender, what I'm going to do first is I'm actually going to boil my spinach just for a minute or two, and this is going to help the color come out. Now you want to make sure that you're not boiling it for too long, otherwise you're going to cause the green color to kind of go away, which you don't want. Now another note here is the spinach that I'm using today is actually, these are kind of big, dark green leaves, which is going to give me more of kind of like a olivey kind of, not super bright green, but this is all I've got on me today. But if you use baby spinach or a lighter spinach, then you're going to get a more brighter green from that. So just keep that in mind. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to bring my water to a boil and put my spinach in just for about a minute or two. Now once the spinach has been boiling just for about a minute or so, you can already see that the green is a bit brighter. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the spinach out and put it in some cold water. So this is going to stop it from continuing to cook. Now next what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my spinach into my blender along with some water, and I'm simply going to blend that up until it's a thick paste. Now next what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this through my muslin cloth. So yes, my sad muslin cloth is back. Now once all that juice is out, I'm simply going to do the exact same thing I did with the other two colors. So I'm just going to bring this to a boil, remove any froth that kind of appears on the top, add in my sugar, then keep mixing that until it is thicker in consistency, and then add in my lemon juice. And that is my green gel color all done. Now as you can see, it's not really green, and partly it's because of the spinach I used, but also when you add lemon juice to your spinach mixer, it changes the color a little bit and makes it a little bit more dull. And I think I actually added a little bit too much lemon juice, and so I made it kind of extra dark, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, now I'm going to pop this aside now, let it completely cool, and then I'm going to show you how these colors mix into some buttercream. So first of all, I'm going to start off with the red. So if you take a closer look at the red gel color, you can see that it's cooled down and thickened up quite a bit, and now it's like this nice jelly texture, which is what we want. And what I've got here is I've just got some American buttercream, so I'm just going to use that as kind of like my test to show you guys how beautifully this beetroot works to color your buttercream. So I'm just going to add a few drops to my buttercream and then mix that in. And there you go, just a few drops of that red gel color gives you a beautiful light red buttercream. Now next I'm just adding in a few drops of my yellow. Just going to add in a little bit more. So I do find that with, anything other than beetroot, it does still give, a nice color, a nice light color, but it's not quite as strong. So just keep in mind that, these aren't going to perform as well as, store-bought gel colors, but they're still a great alternative. Now, my green definitely is not the right color. I added way too much lemon juice, so this is probably not going to be green. So just keep that in mind. Don't add too much lemon juice to your spinach. And there is my kind of olivey green buttercream. Now you may be wondering, what about the taste? I mean, you don't want some spinach tasting buttercream. Now don't worry, because we're only using such a small amount in the buttercream that we're using, and the fact that we added the sugar and the lemon juice to our mixtures, it helps to neutralize the flavors quite a lot, so you really don't taste it at all, unless you use quite a lot. So just keep in mind that these aren't supposed to be, giving you really bright, beautiful buttercreams, because they're just not going to do that. And if you add too much into your buttercream, it's just going to make it taste like, whatever you use to make your color with. So just keep that in mind. If you used fruits, by the way, that should be totally fine, because fruits actually add a really nice kind of flavor to your buttercream. So yeah, if it's a fruit, then maybe you can add a bit more, but something like spinach, I'd probably, maybe just tone it down a little bit. But yeah, that's basically it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe for more videos like this, and thanks again for watching Cakes by MK.